These are the plaintiffs, Daryl and Melvina Godfrey. Daryl says he hired the defendant to photograph and videotape his daughter's Sweet 16 party, and the guy has no business calling himself a professional. 90% of the pictures were dark or blurry. He tried to reach the defendant, but the guy's avoiding him, and he's sick and tired of getting the runaround. Since he's not the type to go away quietly, he's suing for the return of $1,000. This is the defendant, Michael. He says he took 200 pictures of his daughter's Sweet 16 party, gave him a CD with all the images, gave him the negatives, and told him the DVD would take about 14 days to edit. The guy flew into a fit of rage for some reason and started acting like a real jerk. Bottom line, he has the DVD with him today in court, delivered everything he promised, and can't wait for the judge to look at the pictures because they're all top-notch. He's accused of being a party pooper.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff hires the defendant to photograph his daughter's Sweet 16 and says the video and the photos sucked. But the defendant says he shot 200 photos of the party and videoed like crazy. The defendant says the plaintiff then started acting like a jerk. It's the case of Party in the USA, small claims court.
Okay. Daryl Godfrey and Melvina Godfrey, you are suing Michael. You've asked us not to mention your last name or your company's last name for $1,000, money that you paid him to be your videographer and photographer for the Sweet 16s. Is that your Sweet 16?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, plus $100 for harassment and $300 for emotional distress. Okay, Dad, Daryl, tell me what happened.
My daughter's Sweet 16. At the beginning of the year, we told her we'd give her a nice Sweet 16 party if she keep up with her grades and do well in school. In other words, earn it. So she was doing very well. She did very well, and she earned it. She even got a chance to pick out her hall, pick out everything.
Good for you.
Yeah. Everything was set. We needed a photographer and we needed a videographer. She had some dance routine that her and her friends had practiced so they can do it on the Sweet 16. It's part of the party.
Okay.
So I had to, my wife, she said, let me handle picking out the photographer and everything like that.
So you hired the defendant and you found his name, she found his name how?
And to Craigslist.
All right, so you talk to him, you hire him, and do you have a written contract with him?
Yes, I do.
May I see it?
Along with the contract, he gave me his driver's license, which is on the back of there, and I made him sign.
He gave you his driver's license, how come? Because you want to make sure you could find him later, I guess, if anything went wrong. You want to make sure he was who he says he is. What does this mean? The services are provided as is, meaning not edited, or meaning if it's crappy tough for you? What is it you mean? Because if you mean you're not editing, I understand what you mean. That he's getting raw footage and raw photos.
He got 200 raw photos from his daughter's Sweet 16. That's what we provide on a disc. And it's up to him to get it edited, printed out.
What about
framed.
the video?
The video we edit. But the package that he got was the 200 pictures on a DVD that we give to him.
Where is the package that he got? I don't see it. Normally in the contract, I see what the package is. Where's the package?
I mean, it's not inside the contract.
Okay, the contract is supposed to be an embodiment of the agreement between the parties. So your contract needs to be rewritten because you're supposed to have in here what it is that they picked. So you don't even write what it is the person's getting for the $600?
No, just video and photography services.
Yeah. So he takes the pictures and he does the videography. That night at the Sweet 16s, was there a hint that something was wrong or no?
He had told me it was supposed to be 3 people, which he wrote down on the back of the contract that was supposed to be there. It was a Peter.
Pete Video, John Photographer.
He said the person with the video is going to be coming with an extra person.
Okay, but all that is written on the back of the sheet, none of that is on the contract part. What's written on the back is Pete Video, John Photographer. You're saying that verbally he told you that there would be 3 people, not 2?
That's correct.
Okay, how many people were there that day?
It was only 2 people.
And that's what the notes in the back say, 2 people.
Only Peter was supposedly that showed up with his girlfriend or somebody, and John did not show up, and he said that, oh, she's a professional photographer.
So you're saying Pete showed up and did what? Videoed or photographed?
She supposedly did the video.
Okay, and then he had his girlfriend do the photography?
That's correct.
What's that about?
No. Pete is the video, it's his company, and Pete has video and photography, and I go through that for my parties. I have an entertainment company.
So you subbed this to Pete, and
Correct.
why did you write John Photographer for the guy on the back of the contract if John wasn't going to do it?
John's the one that usually comes with Pete, but I guess Pete had someone else come that night, but all Pete's.
Well, who was the someone that he had? If you subbed it to somebody and the person does
It was a photographer.
what's her name?
Joanne.
All she does is
for
photography?
Pete. All she
Do you
does
have
is that.
anything from her here today? Is she
No.
here today?
No.
Okay, let me see the photographs, because when the photographs come, you are very unhappy.
Very
Right?
unhappy. After the party, the day after, I called Mike, and I said, Mike, the photographer that you sent me was not professional.
Why? What was she doing?
She was pretty much taking pictures way over. Nobody knows when she can be taking a picture. You're supposed to say, okay, you ready, pose for the picture.
Well, it depends on what she
You're
wanted.
talking
Did
about
she
a
want
family
candids,
shot,
or did she want posed, or what did she
Yeah,
want?
we were doing a pose for a family shot. Nobody knows this was a family shot. She sit there, she didn't have a professional photographer, which had the regular lights on it, to take pictures.
Right, she didn't have the big old flash,
Right,
and she
the
didn't
big
have a long
flash,
lens, and that's what
exactly.
you expected.
Yes. So
Is it true that he complained to you the next day about the photographer?
Yes, he called me up and says that my guest said that she was not professional. I'm like, Dad, well, I saw the pictures. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the pictures.
Okay, so
And
let's see the
first of all,
pictures.
Your
I'll
Honor,
decide if there's something wrong with them. Let me see. Let me see the pictures, please.
I have some pictures on this DVD.
So what I want is a DVD in
I
the
have a
computer.
DVD.
Okay. There we go. Okay, they're just taking pictures of while the hall looks so pretty. You guys fooling around, practicing. You're not fooling around. I think you're rehearsing. How many pictures are total?
It's supposed to be 199 total.
Oh, you're killing me. I'm watching you dancing with her. Oh, you must have been so happy. This aside, right? We'll talk about this in a second, but it must have been such a joyous night. Right?
Right. So,
What song did you dance with your father?
Cinderella.
There are posed pictures with the family.
I'm sorry?
There are posed pictures with the families.
Right.
I know what you're saying, that I believe I could take just as good, if not better, pictures. I think that there's not capturing moments. It's all kind of like they don't really care what's in the background of the picture, and perhaps this person was thinking that, hey, that's what you bought unedited. Some of them are out of focus. I know that. But, and let me just suggest to you that even when you give a customer raw footage, you delete the photos that are utter garbage.
I gave him a folder of all the good pictures, which I have here, and then I gave him a
So
folder.
you do delete them, but you
Correct.
give the negatives.
I filmed that on...
And for example, let me give you an example. Like, here's a picture of her reading her comments and her eyes are closed. There should be another one, 2 or 3 right after that, so that you catch her with the odds with her eyes open. And the photographer should look at their view screen and see that her eyes were closed, and there is no picture of her reading after that. It's not free work, which is what he suggested, that you should give him all his money back, but I'm just telling you.
There's 190 pictures there. I just want to make sure that
but
it's not
that's
in the
it.
back.
I just saw all the pictures of their dance, their choreographed dance. Now, I assume there's a video.
Yes.
Have you seen the video?
No.
Wait, when was the video going to be ready?
I have it ready now. I mean, he's calling me. A normal edit takes about a month. He's calling me, harassing me. I'm going to the authorities. I'm having you arrested. This, that, the other thing.
But
Come on.
It is kind
I
of
need
quick.
time.
Can I just ask you a question? I don't know
need
whether
time.
you said you were harassing it. I don't know if you were harassing him or not. I'm just asking you a question. How did the lawsuit happen so darn fast? You haven't even had a chance to review the video to see if part of your lawsuit includes a video or not.
Because he had promised me 10 days that we were going to get...
Where's that in the contract?
This is all verbal.
Okay, can I just tell, did you promise him that you'd have an edited video in 10 days?
I called him up and told him that I needed more time for the edit, that the video guy needed more time. He knew we needed more time. I was not avoiding him. I answered all his texts, all his phone calls.
So you haven't seen the video is the bottom line.
why I filed-
But you're suing for the full cost of the video back, but you don't know what's wrong with the video yet. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to finish looking at your pictures while you look at the video and tell me if you have a complaint about the video. So court is going to be in recess.
So when you hire a photographer, do you have the right to expect all this big professional camera equipment?
Yeah, I expect top-notch equipment.
I mean, does it have to be big equipment to be good pictures?
I mean, it could be like small equipment, but like still be good.
That's my question. So can it be small? And I mean, is it?
If it's expensive.
As long as it's up to the high-tech qualities that they expected.
So the size of the camera doesn't necessarily matter.
Not necessarily.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Okay. Did you have a chance to see the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a complaint about the video?
Can you ask her?
Sure.
Well, figuring I'm the star of the night, the dance was kind of cut off. Like, you couldn't really see me. It was kind of scratchy, like flaky. Like the dancer team, when we were dancing, you could see like 2 by 2. It'd been better if you stand at an angle and get all 4 of us.
Okay. Now, I want to show a little bit of this video. You tell me this didn't bring a smile to your face when you were watching all these memories?
It did.
Of course it did. Who is the lady in pink?
My grandmother.
Your grandma's a bomb. Is that you?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't touch this? Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
You're the star, so I'm not going to pause right now. Who's the boy?
My cousin.
Your cousin?
Yeah.
Are you Hispanic?
Yes.
Yes. We are the only ones who do that, okay? No one else takes their cousin to a prom or two. All right. There's some shaking. Okay, I know what you're talking about the shaking. There is some shaking, all right? I'm going to say a couple things right now that I want you to understand. There is a saying in Spanish, dicen que recordar es volver a vivir. They say that to remember is to relive. So when it's all said and done and the quinces are over, it's like all that's left are the pictures and the memories, and the video is the one that evokes a memory. You did not pay $5,000 for your video and your pictures. You paid $600 for your video and your pictures. You chose a package that was economical, okay? There's some shaky, for sure. Like when you're running around the room, he's running around chasing you. That's a style. When he's standing still and it's shaking, I think he's actually dancing because there's some dance scenes where it's going a little bit up and down, and I think he just couldn't help himself. I think he was kind of grooving. And so those could stand to not be there. But, you know, again, you paid $600 for your package, not, you know, what some people pay for. You're not going to have broadcast quality. Do I believe that you got what you paid for in the video? Absolutely. Now let us talk about the pictures. You understand that what you paid for was unedited raw footage. So what I did was I took 7 pictures that I thought had a lot of wall, a lot of extraneous, and somebody's butt and everything else, okay? And then I cropped them. That's all I did was I cropped them, I zoomed in.
Wow, beautiful.
It's doable, okay? And that's not one of the things you paid for. The one thing that I'm concerned about, and this is what I want you to address, is the number of pictures. Did the person use film and not digital?
It was all digital.
Because I have to tell you, my father just celebrated his 90th birthday. Do you know how glorious it was? All right. I have my point and shoot Nikon. And you know what I did with my point and shoot? I took like almost 360 pictures. Because when you take a picture, you take 2 or 3 to make sure that one of them, somebody's eyes are open. This person took 199 pictures, of which like 7 have to be discounted, not because they're blurry, but because they're pictures of the floor or pictures of the corner. I don't understand why, if they were paying for just the raw footage, there weren't like 300 and something. The person's there for hours and hours and hours. Why weren't there just more pictures?
The package that they got was only about the 200 pictures.
I don't know, because the package that they got doesn't say it anywhere in your contract. Was there ever a talk about how many pictures would be involved or no?
Yes, it was at the beginning. He said it would 3 hours. Be like maybe 300 to 400 pictures.
Okay, so according to you, he never said 200? See, this is why contracts...
He never said 200.
Yeah, but do you understand that the reason this is happening is because of your contract?
Yes.
I don't know why anybody would say, I'm only going to give you 200, I'm going to be there 3 hours. I was 3 hours at my father's party, I took 350. You're taking pictures, and I was enjoying the party. At the party in those 3 hours, I sat down, I drank, I danced, you know. So it's like silly to me that on a digital camera, that's why I thought that maybe you went back to film.
She did the best that she could.
Well, the best that she could wasn't good enough in a lot of respects if you're supposed to give her 200 pictures. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do what we call here what, Douglas?
A little rough justice.
Little rough justice. I'm not awarding you any emotional distress or harassment or whatever else, but I feel like if somebody pays to have somebody there 3 hours, there should be at least 200 pictures that are usable. There shouldn't be pictures that are so blurry they don't even count as pictures. So I am going to order $100 returned to the plaintiffs. And I'm going to tell you what you need to do with the $100. You're going to find somebody who will edit the pictures for you. You just get the pictures cropped and zoomed in. That is how you get this done into an album that you need. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
All right, well, here come the partiers. You got $100 in the award here. Stand next to your dad. What's your feeling on this outcome of this case now?
No, I wasn't happy with it because I also had other complaints, and then she didn't address those complaints.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to go ahead and edit those photos? She showed you what can be done, how they can be beautified.
I can try it, but...
Right? So listen, how was the party? Other than the pictures and everything, this doesn't take away from the party, right?
No, it was an awesome party.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sweet 16, okay. Head right down this way. All right, come on in here. And your feeling on your work here, you think it was satisfactory?
I think for the package that they received, my work was great. I would have helped him out with the photos, but he kept on calling me, harassing me, and I would have edited for him and try to make things right, but I'm very happy with my work.
Are you still willing to maybe offer to help him out a little bit?
Absolutely
or?
not.
No?
No.
Mm-hmm. All right, Harvey?
It's so important. I don't care what you're dealing with, whether it's a wedding, a bar mitzvah, sweet 16, whatever. When you hire a photographer, be as specific as possible as to what the photographer is supposed to shoot, how many pictures, what they're supposed to do. The more specificity, the better. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.